Who I believe to be the true birthers of choosing beggars, it's entitled parents. Our first one is from The Wiz 457. I've been caretaking for my dad for a few months now as he had some health issues, was in the hospital a few times, and is elderly. My mom passed away 2 years ago unexpectedly. She was young and healthy and extremely close to me, which has been very hard since her passing. My dad is older, has some mobility issues, and walks with a cane, and also has narcissism issues. Over time it's been difficult, as in some ways I have a good relationship with him, but then in many ways he treats me really poorly and talks down to me. At the beginning of me helping him, we were getting along and essentially decided that I would temporarily live with him to help. He told me that he will pay me some money to do so and that I can use his car to get groceries. However, in the last couple of weeks, there have been multiple issues and I feel so drained and worn out. When he gets in a certain mood, he takes it out on me. I'm 31, an adult, and I've decided to do this for a short time, though my patience is being worn thin. Earlier tonight I asked him if he wants to look at movies together to watch tonight. Usually on the weekends we'll watch a movie after dinner before he goes to bed. However, most nights it's been him choosing one, and it's already been one I've seen. Because of this, I asked him if he wants to look together and browse the movies, and that there's likely many that we both haven't seen and would like. He told me that he is in charge and I should not act like I'm equal with him. He gets to pick the movie because it's his house, and that I can watch it if I want or not watch it. He has a total controlling attitude about everything, and I'm tired of it. Picking a movie with someone should be normal. Who cares whose house it technically is? I'm a person in the house, and it's a normal activity to pick one together. He's also extremely controlling about money. Tonight, we were going to get takeout for dinner, and at first, he told me he wanted to share one dish, though we don't like many of the same dishes. He named the ones he would get. I told him that I'm not really interested in those dishes. He then told me I can get my own, but to keep it under $15. He's very well off. He's just being miserly and stingy. I told him to just order his own thing, and I'm going to do my own thing for dinner. I didn't even want to get dinner at that point because of the feeling of being controlled about it. I'm so tired of feeling this way, and I know the best solution is just to leave the situation and not help him anymore. That is likely what I'm going to be doing very soon because I don't think I can put up with this much longer. He loves to control the situation and make me feel like I'm not even a person here helping him. He has no appreciation for what I've done the last few months and have given up. I think what gets me is the fact that he's playing the it's his house card over how he gets to choose movies and choose food. At the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. This next one is by Simply a Minute. So, for some background, I'm the eldest child, one of 3, for my father. I have more siblings from my mother and by her marriage, but for my father, I was the eldest child and the only daughter. And I've always hated it. He used to push and push for more and more until I burn out, and he said in his own words, giving up on me, in the 11th grade or so. At this point, there was constant BS. Constant, it's all in your head, or I never said that, or that's not how I intended that at all. Why are you twisting my words to make me look like the villain? Literally on fucking repeat, this man says this BS. I used to care. Keyword, used to. Now, I'm annoyed. Every time he tells me how I've not measured up to his expectations of worth and how I've failed as a mother, I get more and more pissed off. Like, I already dislike you. Don't need to really seal the deal. Like, this is the same man when I was mourning the 2 babies I've lost, who told me, maybe this is God's way of punishing you for not being a good enough mother. As someone who doesn't even fucking believe in God, to someone who does. And he still had the fucking nerve when confronted to say the same BS lines about the sentence as well. Oh well, I never said or intended it that way. Fucking lies. I'm tired of it, asshole. So I went no contact. That didn't end well. I now have a second court date in June for this asshole's BS. I have to take time off work that I need to make money for my child because of your BS? Now I'm more annoyed. And no, I can't get any other family to get him to back off. They're just as fucking crazy and support his delusion that they automatically have rights to my child because he's the family's grandson, great-grandson. I literally disowned them all because I am 100% the fact they will go behind my back if I say not to do something, and will do it anyway. And yes, that includes allowing him contact with my son. But he doesn't know. I have time date stamped video of him. That'll prove him ignoring a court order, after a DUI. I mean, within the last 3 years too. Like, you really wanted to come take my child thinking I wouldn't have evidence ready? Like, I'll prove not only are you unsafe in general, but I've still got every single text since the history of forever. Guess your abuse not to delete my text messages so you could go through them really paid off now, didn't it? But I mean, if you had actually paid attention, maybe someone else would soon be sitting in that cell instead of you. He blamed me for me being groomed and told me that could never happen. But you fucked up. I'm fixing it all. If you see this, remember how you screamed in my face, "Why can't you just be normal?" Guess who found out she's autistic? So fuck you. I am normal. Your pushing abuse was never going to help because you were wrong about what I am. Always have been. And I promise you, I will always be a better parent than you because I know exactly what the fuck I don't want to be. And all your messages about regretting my decision? You better hope I don't find out where you're buried because I've been planning for the past year all the ways to piss on your gravestone. And it won't be just a one-time thing. Definitely a lot of bad blood in this one, but it's really justified. I mean, if one were to grow up in the situation that this person did, I can't really say that one would really grow up, be super lovey-dovey, especially with that parent. And then when that parent tries to go and take your own kid on top of it, yeah, fuck 'em. And our final one is from HellyBear90. My mother in particular does this with damn near every conversation we have. She just hears what she wants to hear. Today, for example, I had an annual review with a psychiatrist. I won't go into detail, but he said it sounds like I have a type of trauma too. Small traumas over a long period of time. And what I've recently been experiencing are flashbacks due to a big change in living situation. I also have quiet BPD, diagnosed some years ago. He agreed to refer me back to my GP and try a different SSRI as the two I've tried already haven't worked at all. He will also make a counseling referral for trauma-based therapy. What my mother heard was, I don't have BPD anymore, I have PTSD, and all my meds will need to be binned. I labored the point to her that this was not any kind of diagnosis and that a lot more work will need to be done to uncover what's been going on in my head the past 6 months. So I don't know how she came to such a conclusion from what I said to her. Her partner just texted me asking, "How do you feel about your new diagnosis?" And I had zero idea of what the hell he was talking about until he told me what my mom had apparently said to him. She does this all the time, even with a mundane conversation about the weather. She will flat out make up or totally change what I've said to her. I cannot trust her whatsoever as she seems to live in a world of her own creation. The version of me she talks to her friends and family about simply doesn't exist. Just recently, I've had family ask me things like, "How was your weekend away with your mom?" when no such weekend happened. She both completely misinterprets things I say, and flat out makes things up. It makes me want to distance myself further from her, as oftentimes I think she causes trouble, even if she doesn't mean to, by spreading this weird version of things to people. I don't know what she stands to gain from making this stuff up, or if she just doesn't have very good listening skills. She never took any interest in me whatsoever growing up, and has retired in the past 2 years or so. And as I'm an only child, she seems more focused on me now, so it has gotten worse. Growing up, I used to think she made things up to save herself the embarrassment of admitting she basically didn't know anything about me. But now I've observed it's literally all the time. Even just between driving from my house to her home, she's completely misinterpreted what I've said and inserted a few major errors, like a whole misdiagnosis, that completely changes the whole conversation. It's not some small thing like, was the table green or blue? She changes huge details. Does anyone else have family that does this? Does anyone know why she may do this, or even if it's a conscious thing? In some ways, I feel like what she's doing is trying to just create gossip, or trying to create a conversation just to have a conversation, or rather maybe to just make herself sound more interesting than she is. I don't know, but I definitely wish she would listen to you just a little bit more. Alright, that's enough entitlement for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Entitled Parents. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, have a great day and stay safe out there.